Antonio, you were very quiet already today.
Okay.
I could sense it.
So listen,
Are you ready to start?
You just showed me the AC Milan. What happened with the rest of the Serie A score? Tell me what happened. So I know that
Inter lost 1-0 to Parma.
Sorry to hear that.
Napoli won 1-0 to Fiorentina.
Okay, now that I
Got
saw
an
that.
edge with the starting goalkeeper.
Roma 2-2 to Chievo. They were winning 2-0. They ended up tying to Chievo. Juventus won 2-1.
Home? At home?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
And then
Juventus 2-1 against Sassuolo in Torino.
Yeah,
What a
Sassuolo.
disgrace. What a disgrace.
And then Cagliari 1-1 Milan.
1-1. That's it?
That's it.
And what about Sampdoria?
Sampdoria won 5-0 against Frosinone.
Oh, you're right.
Atalanta
yesterday,
play
yeah,
tomorrow
yesterday.
too.
All right, you guys ready?
All right.
All right. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Serie A audio experience with IFTV. I feel like today we got a lot of grumpy faces over here. Everyone's a little bit upset and happy at the table. This is the most quiet I've ever seen Antonio since the start of our podcast.
You and your buddy had the happy face?
No, he's not happy.
CR7 scored, that loser. Give me a break.
Your buddy,
An empty netter.
your buddy Ronaldo scored 2 goals
Oh,
today.
2 goals today?
You know, I was telling Michael when Ronaldo had a shot. I mean, he should have scored like 4 goals today. And I told Michael, I was like, oh my God, Antonio's going to hate me so much today. I was like, he's going to annoy me. And then when he scored, I was happy.
Oh, yeah? How come you guys getting excited only when this guy here scored? I mean, nobody else counts on
What
the
do you mean?
Juventus?
Who says that?
You, all the time.
He scored 2 goals today.
He's a little fangirl, Marco. That's what he is, right, Antonio?
I'm supposed to be mad that my team won? I'm supposed to be mad?
It's about time he
$100
scored. It's
million
good.
wasted on the
It's good right before Champions League gets his confidence up against Valencia.
That's very true. And we did have a Serie A with a lot of ups and downs. I'm looking
No, when
That
you
area over there.
this way. We got Peter with the blue and black calcio and Antonio with the red and black calcio to represent their teams today. And I think we got to start off. Sorry, Peter, but we got to start off with.
Let's start with Inter. Because
Yeah,
it
it was the first game.
Hey, when you told me that Inter lost, I thought that you were joking, but then I had to just find out from Peter. Said no, it's the truth. I said, oh boy, I was very unhappy that Inter lost. I have to be honest.
You were unhappy?
Yeah, very unhappy.
So for those that don't know, Parma came away with a 1-0 win against Inter. The first time they've been Inter, the second time in their career, first time since 1999, May of 1999. Incredible goal scored by an Inter youth product and still owned by Inter, Di Marco. He celebrated like crazy, which I know my dad is already probably happy about.
He's taking down those notes already to judge him.
Write it down.
But
Good job, Marco. Thank you.
but before
I'm sorry for Pete, but
but before we get into the tactics and stuff, we also did have some VAR controversy, which I think that we all need to take a big talk about what is going on with VAR in the Serie A, because I think that we've taken a huge step backwards. But before we do that, Pete, what was your thoughts on the match, Inter's match?
I mean, the thing was, when we won versus Bologna, I was like, damn, we have a international break. Every time there's an international break, somehow the team doesn't gel, you know? So it takes some extra time. The only thing is, I mean, we had 60,000 people at San Siro.
Incredible.
It was, they wanted a nice game to win before Champions League.
against Parma, you get 60,000
Listen,
people.
Inter gets the most.
Parma
Inter
had
gets the most
literally.
Juventus
out of all
had
the
trouble
Serie
with
A.
Parma. Okay, so Parma's not so bad. I mean,
No,
they have
they're-
some good
They have some
quality
good
players,
yeah,
Gervinho.
for sure.
So
He played an incredible match
Oh,
too,
he did.
Gervinho.
Inter took 28 shots. Not on target, but 28 shots. So they had 73% possession. These are all facts that don't matter. But they tried to play the game. They didn't impress as much as they should. As far as, you're Inter, you have to be able to dominate a game, but also create real scoring chances. A lot of them were shots from outside. We have some players now that are Nainggolan, Perisic, Keita looked a little out of whack because he's not playing his position.
He's playing striker, yeah.
Icardi's coming back from Argentina. He played
He
the
came
second
off the
half,
bench.
but he only maybe had
came
2
in second
touches
half.
on the ball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, work in progress. Spalletti, I think, is on the hot seat. You've been saying.
Oh,
about
I'm
Spalletti.
so sorry to hear
So-
about that. How does Spalletti first name starts with the Lu, Chano, or loser Spalletti?
What's your thing?
Give me a break, Pete. That guy, I mean, I like you. You're my friend. But when you guys keep putting this guy here on the pedestal, this Spalletti's got nothing to do about soccer. All he does, he just walks with his face down like that, and he does with his little beard like that, and then he does like this, and then never smiles, and then I said, no, all of a sudden, finally, he said, hey, I'm gonna have to take the blame. This is on me.
Yeah, he said it this time.
In other words,
If
hey,
you lose to Parma at home,
you
with
lose
the way
him
that
to
they
Parma
did, I think that you can't say
at
anything
home.
else.
I think he's overcommitting those guys that they play on the national team with Argentina. I mean, what really what struck me when I was watching the highlights on the side, that it was Mancini looking over there. I said, what are you looking at? There is no Italian
Di
national
Marco?
team. Di Marco.
Come on.
There is
Come
no
on, there's a lot.
Candreva.
You get mad when the Italians don't play.
D'Ambrosio.
You get mad when the
Listen
Italians
to
play.
me.
D'Ambrosio.
There's
Never
no-
satisfied.
Yeah.
Politano off the
Listen
bench.
to me, guys.
There's 5 Italians
This
right there.
guy here is fishing on the wrong pound, man.
Where's he gonna go?
There is nothing to show off over there. What are you looking at? There is nobody.
I think
You always
Gagliardini
gotta be
played-
mad.
Nobody's there. And Mancini looked lost. I said, where are the Italian national team playing? He was trying to imagine maybe
not-
one of those guys.
He's looking for potential future Italian
potential.
national
That's
players.
what the problem is.
Oh, he also has an
Listen,
Inter background, so he
you
went to watch
take
the
those
game.
6 or 7 Italian kids that they have, Inter has, and that they never play them, maybe 1 or 2 on the field, and then the rest on the bench.
Nah, we usually have 4 Italian players.
Four,
with
okay,
Spalletti.
4 out of 11, including Spalletti.
Yes.
Including Spalletti.
No, Gagliardini,
Gagliardini,
D'Ambrosio, I'm blanking right now. Politano.
Politano.
Candreva.
Candreva, all rejects.
Oh, come on.
Listen to me.
Gagliardini is playing on the national team.
Okay, here's the bottom line. The bottom line is this, Pete. I mean, you guys spend so much money.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's one thing that was upset. We were just talking, right, about Di Marco. What a goal he scored. Total technique, the esterno. How many times would he do it out of 10 shots? I don't know, but you have to give him credit when credit is due. That's a Inter product. Why is it that Inter goes out and spends 25 million on Dalbert,
Who's not that good.
who hasn't been able to really do
Yeah.
much in Serie A? I feel Spalletti is really forced, or in the sense that he wants him to try to become the left back that he wanted, but
That's a big talking point right now.
that's
it's
that's
that.
something to talk about even for the national team, and that's all the Italian
I
teams.
think he's
Give
20
the
years old,
chance.
right, Mike?
Yeah.
You looked it up. Di
Yeah,
Marco.
I
I think he's 20 years old.
No, I think-
What'd you think?
I
What'd you
he's
think about the
turning
match?
20.
It's again, it's that same old Inter up and down.
Yeah.
Like you said, you're looking against Bologna and you figure, oh, they're coming out of it.
Mhm.
And then the next game, they go back. A team of that caliber, you cannot do that. Whether
Get a lot of money invested over there.
you went the big teams, if they have a bad game, they still manage to get a win. And you need to be able to do that. Now I know Icardi was out. To me, Keita is out of position. It's not really a center forward. That's not really.
It's still a brand new team,
his
though.
position.
It's still early in the season, too. I feel like they are getting a lot of flack. Even though they got some great players, you need time. It's not going to happen overnight.
But you wanna
They're
talk
great
about-
players, but they never play together.
If you talk about time, 4 home games, Inter haven't won. The last 4 home games.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
3-2, they lost to Juventus. 2-1 loss to Sassuolo. 2-2 tied to Torino. And now 1-0 to Parma. That's,
Yeah.
for a team like Inter, and those are not,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to disrespect Sassuolo, Torino,
Yeah.
and Parma, but these are games that Inter should be winning.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Peter, don't you think that a lot of those
This guy
guys
goes
were already overused during the World Cup, like Perisic, like
I mean, Perisic had-
Perisic, Skriniar played pretty much even 3/4 of the World Cup. I mean, you guys,
the
you get it.
Croatian,
The Croatian national
haven't shown
team,
up.
They all play good, though,
We
for the
haven't.
most
We
part.
have. Perisic really played
Yeah,
well.
he played good.
Brozovic, he had a great end of the season last year. He
Yeah.
still has to grow. The problem with Inter has always been that we miss Regista. and a left back or a right back that pushes.
You could have used a
So-
Cassano, I'm telling you. There is listen, you can pick up all of those 11 players that you have on the field.
Oh.
None of them will make up, not even for the 1/4 of the talent of Cassano.
Antonio's gonna get
Okay.
commission off the
Nothing.
contract. if he
Before this-
signs.
They
But-
got nothing.
Before this gets out of hand, there were some obviously controversial moments in this match,
Oh,
to say
yeah.
the least. Just to say a few, there was with this VAR, there was that tackle from Gagliardini, which was horrible.
Studs up.
That was a yellow card. That's
Yeah.
a
Should've
you
been
break
a red,
you
straight
break
red.
your. I'll
It
show you
could've
after.
ended
You
his
break your leg
career.
if you
But
do that.
Stulac
Plus,
also
Stulak did the same thing. He was given a yellow card. And then there's Di Marco, where they say that Handanovic claims that somebody was blocking his view on an offside goal. I think it was Inglese. And looking back on it, Handanovic didn't do anything in the moment, which I thought was very
just
surprising.
picked that
He
out
just
of the
went,
net.
picked the
Yeah.
ball up. He didn't say anything.
Which was strange.
But if you do see it from that aerial view, there's an aerial shot. It does look like Inglese is blocking the view of Di Marco.
But why did he even say anything? He did not even say a word. He just went
He
back.
didn't protest
Maybe
it.
he was just
but,
annoyed. I
But
don't
either
know.
way, whether he says it or whether
Yeah.
he doesn't say it,
Don't forget also
the handball.
handball at 0-0 on top, on the goal
Oh
line.
yes, you're right.
Blocked
That's right.
a ball that was going directly in.
Yeah.
Listen, besides if it was,
And
if
the
it
VAR,
wasn't-
and the VAR on the
Not
handball
used.
was never
They-
used.
all,
they didn't even
four,
call it,
all
yeah.
four of these calls
But why
were
don't
not.
you guys protest it?
They did protest the
And they didn't
handball.
want to review the game. They didn't want to review the...
The whole thing,
Alright,
I think the
so-
protocol for the VAR this year
It's
in
changed.
Italy
It's
has
different,
changed.
yes.
But it's really confusing because I think for the most part, VAR had a successful World Cup.
Right.
So why change the protocol in Italy compared to
Well,
What's
I
already
think
done?
that last year was an experimental year for the VAR.
bad. That's
For the most part,
That's a red card.
it worked out okay. I think that they were going to the VAR many times. I don't know what happened this year. They're taking a step back and they're not going to the VAR as much.
Yep.
They're leaving it up to the referee. Now, does the VAR evaluate each thing? Yeah, I think the VAR does see on the 3rd minute of the game what Gagliardini did, on the 20 minute of the game what was done to Gagliardini, on the 56 minutes of the game there was a handball. I think that the VAR sees it, and whoever is there and it's evaluating, they're making a decision, and I think the referee should also go and check it himself.
I agree.
And say, hey, let me see it for myself and let me see what we can do here. But yeah, on the handball, yeah, he hit it. I think he hit his leg.
No,
No,
it hit his
no,
hand.
it
It
was-
hit his
it
hand.
was-
I mean, that
They were
probably-
clear. They were
that
very
probably
clear.
was a penalty. There's
No.
no doubt. I mean, Gagliardini, that was a red card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Could have
the
snapped his
Stulak.
whole leg in half.
And the other one too. The handball, I think they evaluated. Maybe the ball, I don't know. Maybe the ball was going out, and they thought, oh, the ball is going out anyway. So
Didn't look like it, but
But if you have if your arm is extended, it's a penalty.
No.
But why didn't the referee, stop and go check?
Yeah,
it
that's
himself?
what it is. The
That-
VAR check.
and
It
it,
looks
gets
like-
everyone upset.
it looks
The
like-
point is, we have the VAR, right? We're one of the first major,
leagues to get
leagues
it.
to really introduce the VAR. Last year, maybe we gave it a little bit too much hate than we did. There were growing pains. We're like, listen, we need to define these few things, but it really wasn't bad. It was overall successful.
It's going backwards
But
right now.
we took
It's
a step
ruining it,
backwards.
yeah.
Like you said, the rule has changed a little bit, and basically what they want to do, they want to give the referee more power, quote unquote power. That if the referee really believes that was a good call, then whatever somebody else tells him is not overruling what the referee does. But again, we have this tool that helps us in football.
Yeah.
We've already used it for 1 year. We saw that it did great things, and all we wanted was just a little bit more clarity and to check it more often. And we're checking it less, and it's causing a lot of problems.
Marco, I'll tell you what the problem with this VAR is. Okay, again, I keep saying the same thing. This is, to me, the system is rigged for somehow. I wanted to know, what do you think? I mean, if the ref is got a live, does the ref get direct communication
they all
with the
talk.
VAR?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes
they
or
do
no?
have a communication.
Okay.
Yeah, they check, and the guys they checked, and they didn't think there was a penalty, and it ends like that, and that's and he
They didn't
stops
check it.
there.
But Gaetano, when somebody from the VAR calls you the ref, and the ref says, I don't give a damn of what you're saying, can you still
That's it. It ends.
It ends right there,
It ends
right?
right
The
there.
referee had a clear view.
Up to the referee.
It's up to the
If
referee.
the referee had a clear view of what happened, yeah, fine. But there are many times that the referee is in a position where he doesn't see what happened. So he's listening to what they're telling. and that's what they told them.
They have
But
a
either
point.
way,
Now,
But look-
I want to say something about the goal that they scored and those two guys. There were two guys
Handanovic,
in front of Andanovic.
Ingles, and someone
Now,
else.
no matter how you're going to look at, from which angle you're going to look at, it's very difficult, whether it's the aerial view, the side view, it's very difficult to determine where those two guys or one guy
Was
is
influential,
abstract the
influential,
view
yeah. Mhm.
of the goalkeeper. So you need to make a decision. It's a rule. The rule has to say, if you are in front of the goalkeeper, I mean, the guy was 5 or 6 yards offside, right? He was at least 5-6 yards offside. They need to make a rule, make it clear to everybody. If you are in an offside position,
It is a rule.
and you are in front of the goalkeeper, that's going to be disallowed. The goal is going to be disallowed. Like this, it's on the the judge of the referee. And the referee cannot determine, and VAR cannot determine if the guy was obstructing the view.
But what were you saying? You, like when we talked about this before, you were saying you had a good solution to why, if Handanovic, who's really the only person who could tell in this situation,
Why didn't he?
anyone who's in a different angle, you say, oh, he did it. Why didn't Handanovic, or should Handanovic have the power to say, look, Spalletti, this guy was blocking my view, go make a challenge to the VAR, and you go do it.
Well, that's if we
whether it
change-
happens, whether it doesn't, again, we lack clarity. And I think that there's a lot more situations that we could go through, Torino and many others, and
That's
the
a
VAR is
disgrace.
taking a step
Marco,
backwards.
it's a disgrace. I'll tell you the reasons why. When you watch a football game, I'm not a big football fan because
American football.
American football.
They make it clear to everyone.
So what happened is, even if the ref they make the call. So
They
what
have
they
two.
do, they have two challenges. They throw the flag on the floor, the red flag, and they say, "Hey, I'm challenging your decision."
That's good.
So this way, then you say, "Hey, why isn't the VAR enforcing what they actually been saying to the ref, and that they leave it up to the ref? Maybe the ref's got something under the table that we don't know.
We don't gotta go that far. Listen, we don't gotta go that far.
I am going that far because there's a lot of money over here on this game here, and I do not understand why they don't make those calls. Okay, this is for Cristiano. Leave the bar.
Leave the bar.
Anyway, this is wrong.
It's wrong. I agree.
It's
I think
wrong.
we all can
So
agree.
we got the VAR on the table to try to avoid having this kind of discussion.
Yeah.
And here we are now discussing that the VAR would be a problem.
I think it's very clear. It is very clear that a lot of the calls are on the judge. It's the way the referee will
Yeah.
judge it. Okay, and that's what it's got to be clear. That the rule has to be clear. It's black or white. The guys in front of the goalkeeper. Okay, disallow the goal, and that's it. And don't argue anymore. The rest is they're all trying to see
Judgment.
how they're going to
Yeah.
work
But
this out, and they're not working it out because last year it worked out okay. I think it worked out okay. This year they went
Backwards.
Guys,
But
let's move
I
on.
just
Mike,
want to
finish
say
it
something
off.
for a second. They give no clarity to the audience. I feel like because whenever there's a VAR call, everyone else TV watching, everyone, no one knows what to do. I forgot what sport that we're watching, or there was something that they showed you like on TV.
It was. I think it was NBA.
Was it
That
NBA?
they were showing
It
what the
showed
referee was
ref
looking
saying, what he
and
was
looking.
and their
Yeah.
communication
They give
between the
reports.
refs.
We
And it
want
was
a
so
live. We want a
clear.
live audio VAR. We wanted to
That's
know
what it should
why
be,
they
though.
decided
We
that
shouldn't be
way.
confused.
How much money they're getting under the table.
Antonio.
We need to know.
Guys,
I'm
we're moving
telling
on.
you.
It's an old,
Yes.
you keep repeating.
Keep repeating. I'm telling you, this game is rigged. There's still a lot of money running out there.
Fix it. We need to fix it. We are here to try to come up with a solution.
But-
that what you're saying is not
Okay,
a.
let's move on.
it's
Let's
not a
move on.
solution.
Let's go to he's so mad. Let's go to Napoli. They got 1-0 win over Fiorentina. Definitely wasn't pretty. We know Ancelotti's been under the hot seat too. We know Sarri is doing incredible at Chelsea. He's got the word Sarismo. It was added to the Italian encyclopedia. And I know they asked Ancelotti before this match. They said, look, Sarismo is added to the dictionary. And he said, yeah, Sarismo is a real thing. He goes, and they asked him, what about your football? And he said, mine is not really identifiable. It's like, whatever. Anyway, Napoli with Insigne, his 50th goal of his career for Napoli. They got the win. It was very scrappy and a tired Fiorentina. But I think that this is what Napoli needed. They go 3 points behind Juventus. And they
After a
need to
tough
keep that
loss,
gap.
and after a tough loss to Sampdoria.
Yeah, huge loss. 3-0 loss to them.
Oh, 2 words: clean sheet.
Why is it a clean sheet though, Peter? Who's the
a goal
goalkeeper? Catanese.
Ah,
There we
good
go.
guy, yeah.
Bro, Catanese did a howler in the beginning.
A howler.
Yeah.
Dude, were
The
we
guy
watching
took a shot
same
from
game?
40 yards out, and this guy hits it for a corner kick.
Bro, that was a bullet. I don't
That
know
was
what you're
not a
talking
bullet.
about. He kept
But the
clean
point
sheet.
Should have
is-
caught that with his freaking one hand.
A good theory for a good team is when they can keep a clean sheet and they win 1-0.
Good defense. Yeah.
True.
You know, especially in Serie A, it's always been a thing.
So at the beginning, we said that the anti-Juve was going to be
Inter.
Inter.
and AC Milan. They were gonna
Antonio said
they
that.
were going to be up there, and we really didn't think that Napoli, which they lost
Jorginho,
Jorginho,
Sarri.
they lost the goalkeeper. You know, we thought that they were not going to be there, but the team very much
For the most part.
is for the most part that's the team. You know, it's the same team, and what Ancelotti did that I saw today was he put Insigne a little bit more forward, right? It's like a second forward.
Played him on the middle, on the center.
You know, like a two forward, but
Yeah.
he's the second
Yeah.
forward. Which today he did not do a good job. He did not do a bad job.
No,
I-
he played
I-
well.
I think he played
No,
well.
He did.
So that number 10 that we always thought in the national team, we needed a number 10. He was the traditional number 10. Ancelotti moved them up a little bit, and he also scored a goal. So that's what that's what I want.
I mean, since you brought it
Is-
up,
Is Napoli now the team?
It's
that-
4 games in.
Yeah,
It's
it's
4
gonna
games
be,
in. It's 4 games in.
But,
But-
it's 4 games in. But I just want to like to tell you
Aw.
that Inter is 8 points
So,
Yeah.
behind the leader, and your team is 9 points behind the leader. But you have 1 game that you're gonna play
In
this
hand.
week. Okay.
and let me remind you
So
something
what-
else.
What are you gonna remind? What are you
Your
gonna
team,
remind?
your team only played with scrappy teams, like below zero level team.
But Napoli had a tough. I mean, Napoli played
yeah.
against
Milan.
Lazio.
They play against Lazio, Milan, Sampdoria, and Fiorentina. I mean,
Yeah, they're pretty hardy.
Hey.
hardy
Listen,
team.
Zielinski could have made it much easier. He had like 2 great opportunities in this match. Zielinski, who's been on incredible form, he didn't
We'll
put
let it
them away.
slide. He played- he
Fiorentina,
played good
though,
before.
Fiorentina, a team that we all really like. Number one, first of all, we should congratulate them. They won that battle.
6-0, right?
No. They won that battle against the Serie A for the captain's
Captain
armband, which was a ridiculous thing for Serie A to do. Do you know what happened?
No.
They banned custom armbands, so you can't have like whatever you want on your armband anymore for the captain. And Fiorentina said we want Astori's armband. You know, they had a DA13, and De Rossi had something. Papo Gomez, a lot of them were against it. But Fiorentina's like, we have a legitimate reason. And their captain and a lot of their players said, listen, find us every single game, do whatever you want. We're not going to take away our armband. And Serie A is fighting against this team who's already been pushed against so much for a stupid armband because they want everybody to have it. Anyway, Fiorentina, congratulations. They got to wear, their Astori armband, which it's
Great.
illogical. All the problems that we have with this Serie A,
Yeah,
and this is the battle that they choose. Anyway, congrats to Fiorentina for that. Either way, Fiorentina look very tired. I think that their front three, Simeone, congratulations to him. He got called up from Argentina. He scored, on his first match.
debut. That's right.
He took a really nasty hit from Ospina during the match. I watched Argentina's game, so maybe he was tired. Chiesa too. He did really good with the national team. He was
What did he
tired.
do? What did he
He
do?
did good.
No, he did
come
good.
on.
He was
Chiesa
one of the
did
bright
good.
spots.
Chiesa did good. They look very tired. Fiorentina is the youngest team in Europe, and I think that they lacked under a good Napoli. Under a good Napoli side. And they didn't perform well. And also, I thought it was funny. Pioli, he gave a little funny story before the game. So Pioli played at Parma's youth team when Ancelotti was in the first team. So Pioli said, I used to watch, the first team train. And he goes, one day I saw Ancelotti, and he took his shoes and he threw them in the garbage. So Pioli, he says Ancelotti was my idol. He went inside the garbage, he took the shoes, and he started wearing them for a few games. So I thought it was nice that they got to
that's cool.
coach against each other. Not a great showing for Fiorentina, but again, they're going against Napoli. It was always going to be
definitely a
difficult.
team to watch. As you said, they're young, a lot of good players. It's a fun team.
Oh,
to
they're
watch.
actually the youngest team
big.
in
In Europe.
Europe, the top 5 leagues.
In
at
Europe,
least.
they're the
Yeah.
youngest team.
The youngest team,
Peter,
which is
again,
incredible.
to go back to the same question we were looking at the other day. I mean, watching those two games at the Italian national.
We're going to
team
get
play.
into it. We're going to get into it.
Wait. We're still on the argument of Insigne and what's his
Chiesa.
name?
We weren't in an
And
argument.
Chiesa. Listen, again, Those are
brief.
kids at that age. You're supposed to shine. You're supposed to just break.
He's 20 years
through.
old.
He's
20 years old.
Insigne, I can understand, but not
Insigne
Chiesa.
can
Chiesa's
never
20.
play a decent game in the Italian. It's not the first time that he's wearing that shirt, man. Every time that he gets the Italian national jersey on, the guy melts down. It's just
There's a lot of problems with Italy. We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
By the way, nobody asked me what's in this.
Yeah,
I
what's
will.
inside over there?
Wait.
The only one that asked me was
Me.
Was you. It's a surprise. It's a
Later?
surprise for you.
Oh, is it
Where's the
Fanta?
drum roll?
But-
Drum roll.
Okay, put some money, some stuff. Where's it? I'll wait until the end.
After, No, not now. Not now.
Gaetano, I saw him moving before. What is that? I hope it's okay in there.
No.
It's a surprise for you.
And the most important thing.
Oh boy.
The most important thing
I
from
hope it's a
Napoli.
Cassano shirt.
We got too many of those in the studio already. The most important thing from Napoli Fiorentina, also, it was very cool. We got a picture from inside the stadium of someone else wearing our culture shirts. They saw somebody wearing the shirt and they took a picture of him from far. And then the kid ended up seeing it and he sent us a picture. So very cool.
Put it on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll put the
Yeah.
picture up
Put the picture
if you're
up.
watching. Let's go on to Roma Chievo real quick. Early game for us. Roma was winning 2-0. 2-0. Shout out to Dzeko on that second goal. Another guy who's often criticized, me included, but he's so important on that assist. I think it was to Kluivert?
No,
No,
The second
no.
goal? Who was
it
it?
was Cristante.
Cristante. Yeah, you're right. Cristante.
Cristante.
You're right. First goal was El Shaarawy.
By the way, I met Cristante a few weeks ago when they were here in United States, and the people that were surrounding the managers, they said this kid is going to be
Special.
the next star for the national team.
Hopefully.
He scored his first goal for Roma
Yeah, so
on his first shot ever, too.
go Cristante.
For Roma.
That guy was a youth from that grew up on AC Milan, so he
Good job.
they took
kicked
care
him
of
off.
him.
They kicked him off.
bad
They
they
taught
kicked
him
him
how to
out.
play soccer the right way, okay?
And then they let him go.
And they let him go. That's what we do.
Okay, anyway, Chievo, obviously a team that, they hit their ups and downs. Against the bigger teams, they always seem to show. They struggled. I mean, they made Juventus struggle. They ended up coming back 2-2 and tying this game for Roma. Another team who's winless in their last 3 home matches, which isn't good. But I shall remind you that last year, before their big Champions League match against another Spanish side, they did lose, right? Did they lose or tie before their game against Barcelona
For
last
who?
year? Roma.
Oh, Roma, yes.
They lost, right?
Yeah, and everyone was criticizing them.
Everyone was going crazy, and we
Yeah.
said, I remember we posted a tweet. We said Di Francesco is just waiting to pull it back against Barcelona. Hopefully, he does the same against Real Madrid this week. But having said that, thoughts on their game? Oh, they had 3 draws in a row, by the way. At home. Yeah. What is
I
that?
didn't watch it. I'm going to look at the highlights. But one thing that I forgot to mention when we were discussing about my friends Peter Spalletti, I'd like to know you guys' opinion about it. If Inter just makes a couple more, bad shows on the field, don't you think that Spalletti's job might be in jeopardy? Or this
Ask your
guy
boy.
here is signed, he's signed on the sculpture. His name is.
We'll go back to Roma after this.
Serie A culture has always been to sack the coach after
Early
a
on.
string of bad results. But, Chinese owners, maybe a different idea of what they want from the team. Of course, they want them to start playing well. But I'm not right now saying Spalletti out. Let's take
Not
some
yet.
time into this. Let's start getting, because even our right back, we have Versailles didn't play.
Yeah.
Asamoah wasn't playing
Right.
versus Parma. So I think there's still a lot of interesting things to see with Inter.
But
But I
Peter-
mean, Gattuso's Milan doesn't look like they're playing
bad.
so
For
much better.
somebody, at least Gattuso doesn't put his foot on his mouth. This guy here, Spalletti, keeps saying, "Oh, we got the bicycle. No, all we have to do is just pedal."
He said it once.
And
He said it one time.
But don't say it. Don't
Why
say
not?
it
It's
because
fine.
this is gonna haunt you.
Yeah,
so
who's gonna go first? Inzaghi or Spalletti or Gattuso?
I don't
We'll see.
think so.
Inzaghi's in the hot
Inzaghi.
seat now.
Yeah, they lost
Well, I
again.
mean,
They
I
lost
wanna
to
say
Genoa.
Birsa's goal, the second goal versus Roma, beautiful.
Yeah.
What a shot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anybody?
That's a
What do you
great
guys
goal.
think about Roma?
It's tough. They're
2-2.
in a tough position right now. They're supposed to win this game. They concede equalizer at the end. They're like,
Maybe
geez.
Manolas is not doing the job on the back
What
over
are you
there.
talking about,
I don't know. You're
Manolas?
getting scored, and I mean, you guys are getting 2 goals on the net. I don't know, something wrong
I'm
with the
hoping they have
defense.
that Champions League switch coming
yeah?
up against Real Madrid. Let's see if they get
What
that
do you think?
motivation.
Yeah, I mean,
Di Francesco's also on the hot seat a little bit right
yeah,
now
I
too.
mean, you
A
win
little
2
bit.
nothing. Even though that goal, The goal they scored was right on the 7. I think he touched it, but
Yeah, Alisson.
he couldn't do anything.
Not Alisson.
I mean, without Alisson
Oh, yeah,
there,
without Alisson.
you know.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Not able
Because
to-
that's the first thing every Roma fan afterwards. They were upset with Di Francesco. Then it goes to Monchi and Palotta, who say, you know, they show pictures of, you know, all the guys that they've sold over the years. They say, oh, you know, we're not a supermarket. I mean, we have said in the past that they're a building team. They're trying to build for the future. But also against Chievo Verona, when you're Roma and, you know, you really want to challenge for the Champions League spot, every point matters. And some of these points come to bite you back in the ass in the end.
Towards the end, exactly.
So, as a Roma fan, you got to be upset, no? Oh.
Yeah, of course. Of course. If you're building a team, if you want to play in the Champions League, and you keep selling your best players, then you know you're not going to be at the level that that Roma should be.
Gaetano, where they come at?
If you want to be on the level with the big boys,
If Alisson comes to you, Gaetano says, I want to go to England. What do you say?
Well, listen,
if a player wants to leave, there's nothing. They
Okay,
can,
that's what's
you
been
know,
happening
that
with
you can
Salah
do.
too. That happened the same exact thing.
So they're not
Maybe
selling.
maybe
They're
maybe
not
you need
selling.
to change
Keep them
something inside your
hostage?
club to make
No.
sure that the players want to stay.
No, I'm not sure. You know that's all true. That they want to leave. I mean, if they give you 70 million for a goalkeeper,
Yeah,
I think
that's
it was the highest
Yeah.
paid goalkeeper. What are you gonna do? You know,
You say no to money, you have to let him
It's not
go.
just but it's not just
The-
him.
the
That's
thing
why,
is
Mike.
that
It's
they-
Truman. It's Nainggolan.
you know,
There's a
the
lot of
thing is,
players.
if you get 70 million for a player, invest it wisely to maybe you can get now 2-3 players.
They got
you know,
Pastore,
you know,
Kluivert,
35
And
million
Olsen.
each, where
Olsen.
you can get, you know,
And
you can
Sonsi.
get a couple of.
And Sonsi.
Who else?
Cristante.
And
No.
Zonzi.
They spent some money.
Cristante.
Are they the caliber players, but that's going to win
No.
the Champions League? Maybe not.
No.
Well,
But
to win the
or
Champions
to I'm saying to compete in the
Jeez.
Champions League at least.
Compete. And
And,
Zonzi,
you know,
I think, is very good.
And he's
Pastore,
a World
I
Cup
think, is very
winner.
good.
He just came off from a World Cup. And
Yeah,
like
but he
you said,
wasn't a
Cristante.
They got a
Yeah,
young
they're trying to
core.
build.
They got a young core.
That's
though.
that's why everyone's saying is it Di Francesco.
Right,
But
but they're trying to build. If you're in the Champions League, you know you're trying to build. If you go to the
Yeah.
Champions League,
Yeah.
you know,
watch them
And
come out and
also,
beat Real Madrid. If they come out and beat Real Madrid, I'll say, yo, you're okay with losing to Italian to
seriously.
Chievo
They
Verona.
playing in Rome or they playing in Madrid?
I don't even know. I think it's Rome.
The fact is, Inter has 4 points, Roma has 5 points, so there's not much of a difference there in the sense that they still have a lot to prove
True.
for both teams.
Talk it. Go. You gonna
I
say
mean,
something?
this is the first 4 or 5 games, guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
don't
early.
get your you know hormones all crazy.
Yo, we're having a discussion. They're
I'm gonna
topics.
tell you something. Juventus is gonna just you know this. I
They're
seen the
next.
level of the small teams this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
It's
True.
kind of a very high and
it's
tough.
very exciting. It's you know,
So,
when-
This is Serie A, though.
Ye-
It's nothing new.
You're gonna
You
hit
know-
a snag at some point.
you
You
know,
see
when
it.
Parma, you know, goes to Milano and when Chievo losing 2-0, you know, then they come
Times.
back.
Did you?
Yeah.
Sassuolo.
Sassuolo played great today.
Yeah.
Sassuolo is doing good. I mean, I think that right after Napoli.
What
I
about
think-
Cagliari
7
too?
points.
Sassuolo,
Cagliari
right?
played a game against Milan. They looked unbelievable
Yeah.
against Milan. But look, did you hear what? Did you guys hear what Guardiola said?
No.
He was talking about the Premier League, and he said the Premier League. Let me get the exact quote so I don't mess this up.
Oh, yeah.
He said the Premier League seems better than it is because of how it's sold and broadcasted. He took a little bit of a shot at the Premier League. He was having an interview with the Spanish thing.
It is true at the end of the day.
It's
though.
true.
It's a great league.
Let me tell you about.
But
Let me tell you
Sassuolo-
about
Oh, boy.
Let me tell you about the Premier
Oh,
League.
boy.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
there
oh,
we
boy.
go.
We're going to be on ESPN over here.
Saturday morning, a freaking 7 o'clock on HD, free TV. I watch a beautiful game.
Tottenham.
Tottenham against
Liverpool.
Liverpool. The game after that, free TV, HD, beautiful, Manchester City. On another channel at the same time, Chelsea. And then right after that, Manchester United.
So true.
I mean, this morning I was trying to freaking find the game. I can't find
For
it.
the Serie A, you gotta
No,
get viruses
where
on your
is it?
computer to see a
I'm
decent
watching
game. It's not even
on
gonna be
the Italian
HD.
channel, which it's all.
Right.
There's no
Messed up.
HD. It's all fuzzy. Nothing is free. ESPN, I think we show Empoli his game. You know, come on. You know,
You're right.
you know,
You're
you
kidding
gotta
me,
do-
You're
you gotta
right.
do
You're
a
so
better
right.
job. No, but we're here to improve the Italian game, the Serie A. So if you're watching this program, you know, you need to wake up and see what the other ones are doing and see how the other ones are making money. And you need to, it's not that difficult. Just copy what they're doing.
It's a philosophy. No, you know what the difficult thing is?
culture.
It's a philosophy change because the Premier League's philosophy, like he said, it's sold and broadcasted in a different way. Their philosophy is let's make everything accessible. Let's build up the viewership so much that someone like you, who if you had to pay for the Premier League, do you think you would pay to watch it?
No, of course not.
Okay,
I would never
but
watch any game. I watched, but I watched it. Because
That's why. That's what the Premier
That's
League
how they
does.
get more
The
money
Serie,
from it.
they're going for those hardcore fans who maybe already have ESPN or really want to watch ESPN, and they got to pay.
But this is a
put it.
project, though. It's not
I
going to be
know.
like a 2 thing. It's going to be a 15-year
Here's the
thing.
deal, guys.
Oh, uh-oh.
We got
There
the
is
brains.
there is a narrative out there just to keep it Italian Serie A, just Italian soccer at bay, because we were the leaders in the world, not
In the universe.
in the universe, on the galaxies, okay? Every single player's dream was to come and play in the Italian Campionato, in the Serie A.
They used to beg to come, right?
Now, because the money, the publicity, and what your Gaetano just said right now, the fact that they broadcast for free,
Sure.
those people are heavily invested into the market. A team is no longer about soccer anymore. It's about advertising. It's about market share. It's about stock market.
A lot of different stuff.
It's a
Oh,
lot of
that's-
stuff going on over there.
The world has
That's-
changed. The world has
And
changed.
Italy
so,
has stayed.
So
They haven't
news and
adapted.
That's
everything.
why when you
is
try
spread
to
around.
silence me when I'm talking about the VAR, you cannot do that, and I'm gonna keep saying it. There is a lot
Apples
of
and
money.
oranges.
There is a lot of money invested into this
Okay,
game.
we're going crazy.
No,
Guys,
no,
let's
it's
go.
not
Let's-
okay.
let's go to Juventus
There is a lot
Sassuolo.
of money, guys. We're here for you. We are your boys. Let us know what
What's
you
going
think.
on here?
Let us know what you think.
Oh
This
my
is
God.
something. It is
Are
not
you running for
right.
politics?
Yes.
Vote for Antonio
Can you
Cassano.
imagine you as the FGC president?
Oh, I'll kill them all.
What will that settle?
All right, let's
The
go.
whole name will be Cassano.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it. Okay,
Marco Cassano in
guys,
charge
let's
of
go.
the league.
Juventus Sassuolo 2-1 win, as we said many times. Cristiano Ronaldo got his first
Finally.
goal.
Brains.
Finally.
What a wait. Wait.
After
Can you
after
just say
5
to me-
hours and 20 minutes.
5 hours and the guy just he's trying to score against his own goalkeeper. He hits the net. The goalkeeper gets a little bit messed up. Then the ball is on
And
the
he taps
line,
it
and
in.
then Cristiano Ronaldo says, "Boom!" And he went to do this big shot.
It was
like
beautiful.
He scored like a bicycle kick. It was a stupid goal.
All right.
Okay, give me that thing.
Okay, listen. At the end of the day, a win is a win. Ronaldo got 2 goals. He should have had 4 at least.
Here we go.
Maybe even 5. He should have.
Okay.
I'm saying,
Yeah,
he missed a lot of
he missed a
he missed a lot of open shots. But like I said, I was very happy just because I know that you were gonna bust my chops if he didn't score again. And this was probably the worst game that he probably played out of all the ones he did. So it's ironic that it happened like that. I had actually some stats on when he scored his last goals. It took him 4 games in the Serie A to score. It took him 1 in La Liga and 10 in the Premier League. Obviously, in the Premier League, he was a kid. But at the end of the day, Juventus did win. Ronaldo did score. And he said that he had some tension building up from all that. But obviously, a winner is a winner. And we knew the goal was going to come. And now, is he going to be unleashed? Who knows? But Juventus still didn't play to that level that we thought was...
Who they playing on the Champions League this week?
Hold on, we're talking about Sassuolo.
Okay, go ahead.
So,
Sassuolo.
They
What do
played
you think?
great. Sassuolo could have stole a point, to be honest with you. That's how good they played.
they ended up scoring the
I mean, you
goal
could
later
tell
on.
that Ronaldo's got some tension.
Yeah.
And you can see that he gets frustrated, especially when he's used to score so many goals and he's always one of the leading scorer, which he will be the leading scorer in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Next week he's going to
Alright.
score like another 2,
Would
3
you
goals.
bet your house?
2, 3
Oh,
goals.
boy.
You're still in my line.
And he's going to be the leading scorer anyway. But you can see that there is some tension because there were a few shots. I mean, that he would have put it in, and then he went and he kicked the goal post just because it's a little bit short. As soon as he scores a couple
Yeah.
more goals, and then everything is going to be better for him. But as far as the game itself, I mean, he has a lot of players. He makes a lot of changes. Different teams play. Yeah, that play, that nice smooh play that
It's
goes
not
up
there yet.
is not there yet.
No.
Is it a matter of time, or is it that's the way Allegri likes to play? He wins. His numbers are very good, and that's the way it's going to keep it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that because of the great players that he has, eventually, the more they play together, the better the fluidity of the game is going to be.
But also, Juventus is a team that last year, I think until April, we were saying, maybe even May it got to that. We're like, Juventus is still not playing great. They were just always busting out these wins.
Mm-hmm.
These wins that, obviously when the other big teams are playing, they're not able to pull through. And a lot of it has to do with a lot of different things. Obviously, one of the big talking points before this match was Dybala.
I was about to ask you about that.
Dybala,
That's why he's starting the game.
He started. He wasn't expected to start. He had a rough time also with Argentina. They came over here to New Jersey. Ryan and them met him, by the way. Some of our friends met him. Anyway, Dybala's agent and his brother, he posted a tweet about it because he sat on the bench. And he said something about, how Argentina, you play if, you bring in a lot of money. And he said he kept Dybala on the bench and he wasn't very happy. So, he sat on the bench a lot for Argentina, like we've seen in the World Cup. So Dybala's going through a little bit of a rough time. He even said it himself. He's like, I need to prove and earn my spot back. And that's what he's trying to do. Not a great game from him today. I don't know whoever saw. I didn't think that he played great. I thought Cancelo was really good. Mm-hmm. He played really well. But besides that, it was typical Juventus, grinding it out until they get the win, leaving it late. Look, 2-0. They could have had 4. Sassuolo, 90th minute, 91st minute. Babacar scores. Mm-hmm. And then the whole thing erupted. And we're going to go back to VAR on this because I don't even know if you probably don't even know what happened. No, this is going to be the biggest thing. So let me explain to you. Douglas Costa came into the match and he got as a sub. He got into a little bit of an incident with Di Francesco, the son of Eusebio. Mm-hmm. They went into like a tackle, and I think Di Francesco went a little bit of a hard. Di Francesco went in hard, and Costa grabbed his face because Di Francesco maybe moved his hand backwards, and man, Costa, his face turned so red, he was going nuts, and it ended up, they hit each other a few more times. They went for a corner kick. Di Francesco and him went shoulder to shoulder. Douglas Costa swung his arm back. Either he hit him, he nearly hit him in the face. Didn't get anything. Nothing happened, right? Then right after, maybe Di Francesco says something again. Costa goes up to his face and he gives him a little headbutt. He pushes against his head. Right in front of the referee. Right in front of the referee. The referee gave him a yellow card, right? Then again, I think they hit each other again, shoulder to shoulder. Mm-hmm. Costa went into his face. He spits in his face.
In his mouth.
That was.
I would give him 10 weeks out.
One second.
10-game suspension.
So nobody saw obviously, but then they went to the VAR. They ended up giving him a red card. And after the match, he went on Instagram. He said, "I apologize to all the Juventus." He said, "I apologize to all the Juventus fans for my unacceptable reaction. I made an ugly mistake, which does not reflect the attitude that I've always shown throughout my career." He did not acknowledge Di Francesco in this apology. Obviously, maybe something's going to come out. There's been a lot of things said on what happened between Di Francesco and Douglas Costa. We're not going to speculate on what happened until they say it. Allegri said that he's going to be banned. He's going to be fined on top of whatever Serie does. So Douglas Costa is probably not going to play. First of all, even as a Juventus fan, never like to see that. Very stupid, childish, and immature way to react. And dehumanizing. Maybe the elbow is bad. The elbow is bad. Thing to do. The headbutt is bad. But then to spit on someone
that's like
it's
a different level.
Over the line is not even it.
You know what makes it worse, Marco? What makes it worse, Peter? I don't know if you agree with me. Is that right now, when you go to the stadium, you see the families go to the stadium. It's the mom, the dad, the kids. Mm-hmm. On our age, when we were growing up, me and Gaetano, the moms were staying home, and maybe the kids once in a while you bring them to the game, but all the guys went home. Right now, you just bring in the kids. I mean, for somebody to see something like that, being spitting on the face, that's bad news. Yeah. So I just hope the league takes a very tough stand, and they punish this guy here. Miguel, I want to know what you think about this guy here. What will they do in Argentina?
In Argentina, he's from Honduras.
From Honduras, same thing, same South America. Somebody spitting you on the... Come here, Miguel. Come on the camera over here.
He loves when you come on, Miguel.
Over here.
It's your boy Miguel over here.
When somebody spits another player on the face, what is your reaction to that?
My reaction is disgusting.
Disgusting.
What else is he gonna say? We know it.
It is what it is. So, how many games would you give? How many games would you give?
Oh my God! This is what the question that Michael was asking.
At least five. At least five. Three.
3 games.
They're gonna give between 2 and 4 games suspension.
3
Thank
games
you,
usually.
Miguel.
Thank
you,
you.
Miguel.
He's going to
Yeah.
get 4 games. But I want to point out something. When the first time that Costa...
Oh, my daughter is outside. Wait.
Costa
Go ahead.
Go. We don't need him anyway. Guys, I think we should keep the podcast like this.
Turn off his microphone.
Miguel, hurry up. Hurry up.
Bring Miguel
There's
back.
an open seat.
Okay, what were we gonna say?
I was going to say the first time that it was that Douglas Costa hit him from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hit him from behind. The guy went on the ground. He got up to Francesco. He went on his face, and Douglas Costa went like this.
That was
up
the
his
second time,
mouth
but
or
yeah.
something.
No, that was the first time.
I don't think he swung the first time.
Yeah, he swung the first time.
The foul when Douglas Costa fouled him.
Yeah.
they
Was it?
lashed
He swung-
out.
he
Okay,
swung.
whatever.
Okay, so the elbow was the first thing. At that time, the VAR, whoever was looking at the VAR, should have called the referee and say, "Hey, this is a yellow card."
Yeah.
Then, while they were
All
running,
boys back.
I'm back.
while they were running, then Douglas Costa went to him as they were running. This is right after it happened. They were running along his side and he headbutt. At that point, there should have been another yellow card. He
Yeah.
should have been out of the game.
They had 3 chances to send them
Okay.
off.
So then after that, I guess they were in the middle of the field. They started arguing again, and that's when he spit in his face. And I guess the VAR then must have called the referee because the referee didn't see
Yeah.
it. The game kept
Yeah.
going on, and then they give him a red card.
That makes sense. So if the referee
I
doesn't
wanna
see that, that's
say
fine.
that Di Francesco showed in all of this, he never reacted.
Yeah.
This kid.
Because he's been coached by
He
his father.
showed-
Even as
Good
a-
composure,
He
right?
shows some
Yeah.
composure,
Yeah, I
it's
agree with that.
incredible.
which
A lot of people
you
wouldn't
know,
have done.
even when somebody spits in your face, I mean, the first thing that you do is you
Yeah.
punch the
If
guy.
that happened to Gattuso, that guy, his head would have been on the floor.
He didn't
Yeah.
do anything.
That's
Good point.
crazy.
Good point.
And
Yeah.
the other thing that I wanted to ask you, since both of you interviewed
Yeah.
Douglas Costa 2 times,
Yeah.
what was your experience with him? I mean, to me, it
He
seems
is-
like he's a gentleman.
He's really the nicest guy.
Great, humble
He
guy.
is
Yeah.
Very shy.
Yeah, it is shy.
Very
Yeah.
timid. And his whole team around us, a lot of his team follows us on online on Instagram, and they liked his apology that we put. I mean, they said he's a simple guy. He lives his life very calm. He's one of those guys that doesn't get into trouble. He never fights back. If you ever seen him think, he never does anything.
Maybe it was just a snap.
Maybe he lost his temper.
It
He
Something
happens.
In
snap.
the interview
Yeah.
that you did, he was raising money as a
He-
charity, right?
This
Yeah.
guy literally spends his vacation teaching kids and
How to
raising
play
money
soccer,
for
yeah.
kids. To teach kids how to play. And he's got a whole foundation. He's a great guy. It's not just a front. He was doing it without cameras. We went there to
Yeah.
interview him. It's
Yeah.
not like he's posting, that. Very surprised.
Yeah.
Very.
We
I would,
respect that
there's a
from
lot
him.
of players I would expect that from. I wouldn't
Well,
expect it from Douglas Costa.
Sometimes temper flares.
Yeah,
Of course, we don't want it to reach that point.
Mm.
But especially when the soccer game is on the line, and
Yeah.
also position-wise, because if he's coming off the bench,
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not happy about that. So you never want to be showed up.
Hey,
So,
Peter,
I mean,
Peter, you remember
probably
even,
got
there
him
was
upset.
another great champion that is now retired, and he plays for. He's one of the most incredible figure on the Italian national team. It was Totti in.
Oh yeah, Totti,
Yeah.
De Rossi,
De Rossi too. So.
Yeah, I know.
Ibrahimovic. There's been a bunch. It's not like he's the first one to ever.
It's just surprising.
Lash
with
out.
Korea and Japan.
The
Korea and
Euros,
Japan.
too.
No,
no?
it was Olsen was the guy's name.
Paulson, right?
Paulson.
Olsen.
Yeah.
Danish guy,
Euros.
right?
Yeah. It was a Euro. Euro
2004.
Yeah.
Euro
2004.
2004.
Who won that one?
Well, it
I
was
don't know.
Euro,
What?
not the
I think
World
it was
Cup.
Euro 2000.
2004.
All right.
2004.
Anyway.
okay.
Anyway, good point. Congrats.
I'm
Okay.
sure,
Thank you,
I'm
thank
sure
you.
that he's not going to sleep tonight, and thinking what he did, because from what you say and from what his teammates are saying, it seems like he's a very nice guy. But he made a big mistake, and he has to pay the consequences, which would be at least, I think, at least 4 games.
And fined, right?
And a fine. The fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
4
there,
games,
exactly.
You
it's
know,
not-
you're hurting your team.
Yeah.
That's
But
true.
He was. I mean, when this guy he goes on the wing, you can't catch him.
Oh,
he's
he's
good.
amazing.
Oh my God, this guy's so fast. He's standing there. He's looking at the guy. and all of a sudden, boom, he takes
great.
off
Yeah.
and he crosses the ball.
Yeah, he's great.
And the crosses that he makes very nice crosses.
He was
In
crucial.
fact, one of those crosses,
Yeah.
the guy hit it. It was I thought it was a goal for sure, and then I think he hit the.
But Gaetano, this suspension here is not going to affect his playing on the Champions League.
It just
But-
This is for
Serie A
Italian
Not
for sure.
necessarily.
No.
Just Serie
But
A.
no, I
Depends if
doubt.
there's an
I highly
internal.
doubt that Juventus isn't gonna let him play.
They will. Hey,
No.
why wouldn't you?
No, because
Why
they,
would
because
they?
Juventus they're not gonna allow
Disciplinary
that. They're not gonna
reasons
allow
and
it.
stuff.
We'll see.
They're not
But I
gonna
think
allow it.
going back to like Juventus right now, they
Yeah.
find a way to win. They're on top. They haven't lost a game, tied a game, or the past 4 games.
Even if it's ugly.
And yeah, even if it's ugly, they're true to their
Which is
style
a-
in a sense.
yeah.
Also, I think a great thing I saw De Zerbi was, he said something. He said as far as like the top teams in Italy, Juventus are humble. No matter who they verse, they play their A game. They play every game to win.
That's true.
Whereas Inter, Milan, Roma, sometimes they close an eye or they fall asleep or,
a good
or they
point.
don't
That's a good point.
expect that a Parma is gonna beat you or Torino is gonna fight, and
Cagliari is
and
going to
especially
give you a hard time.
and
Yeah, we
that's
gotta go to them
that's
right
the
now.
difference in a Serie A and the Champions
And
League
that comes from
to win.
management.
Yeah,
True. You know.
From the top.
Yeah.
From
Exactly.
the top.
I agree. Let's go to Cagliari Milan, another team like you're just saying about being humble, but Cagliari played fantastic. I was very impressed with how Cagliari played. Gonzalo Higuain, your boy Higuain, he got his first goal for Milan in the Serie A. It took him 240 minutes. We know he scored last week, but it was offsides
For a toenail, right?
for toenail offsides.
How come the VAR sees a toenail
All right,
and they don't
okay.
see
Offsides is much easier to do though. But anyway, Cagliari played great. Barella, 21 years old, captain of Cagliari, with just the weight on his shoulders and everything. And Cagliari got back into this one, 1-1. I thought justifiably. I thought that they played a very good game.
Cagliari was winning 1-0.
Yeah, yeah.
If anything, Milan stole the points because they made a mistake
They didn't
too.
steal anything. On the second half, they came back and they actually risked to win 3-4 to 1.
Did you see Milan's goal?
I saw the Milan.
It was
goal.
like a
Yeah, he
mistake from Cagliari.
No, it was Kessi always forcing the play, took the ball away, put the ball in the middle.
But it was a
goal.
mistake from Cagliari though.
Listen, a mistake you pay them, okay?
Gotcha.
Mistakes are not allowed in soccer.
They,
I
they
also-
hit another post. what's his name? Barella hit the
Yeah,
post.
Barella.
Yeah,
Is he
Ronaldo
playing?
too.
Donnarumma, though.
Hey,
Yeah, I know, that was-
Donnarumma, I think he did okay. I mean, hey,
The goal, was he culpable on the goal?
I think he was a little bit.
Yeah.
People are a little bit mixed on if he was or if
It was
he
right by
wasn't,
his
but,
hands.
I mean, the first one he did great.
Made the
He made a
save.
nice save.
Yeah, that was a great
The
save.
second one, it looked like it was in his hands. And
I
then
don't know
he
if someone was
allowed it.
blocking him. Though.
Talking about the goalkeepers, you had a 19-year-old Italian for Milan and a 24-year-old Cragno for Cagliari,
Cagliari.
which is a beautiful sign. Barella, 21, Italian national team. This kid is Barella is a real deal.
For the under 21 or the
No, he's 21 and he's the captain of Cagliari.
That's
No,
what I'm
he's
saying.
saying for that
He was
Jury.
playing for
Oh,
under
He's
20.
yeah,
playing with the
yeah,
youth. Yeah,
Yeah,
What
he was
do you
playing
see?
on
This
right
is
now.
the thing. We have to just move up some of the youth and just get some of those.
You can't rush them.
Well,
though.
you know what
can't
it
rush
is also
them.
because these guys, the under 21s, if they have a European championship or they
Something more
qualify or
important.
something,
Yeah.
it's important
They
that
have
those
to keep- they
players,
have to be
yeah,
there.
they can't take away everybody. Mancini even said,
Yeah. It was bright, but
Because they could have called up Cutrone and Calabria,
Yeah.
but they kept them with the
Yeah.
youth so they can something more important competition. That's what they
Milan's tight schedule. They came out with 4 points. Cagliari, Napoli, and Roma.
They have a
Lost
game
to
in hand,
Napoli.
too.
Yep. Win against Roma and then a tie against Cagliari. How do you feel about that?
Well, listen, 3 games, it's not really, you cannot really sentence and say, hey, by the way, we're doing great or we're doing poorly. I think the team is there right now. Little by little, they're going to grind it out. And then I think AC Milan is going to come up, it's going to come big by the first half of the year. I'm telling you.
It's
I
funny.
just,
Did you see what Gattuso said before the game about Caldara? They were talking about him, and he had a similar theme to what you said. He said, I don't like you guys, to the journalist. He's like, one day you guys are saying Caldara is the greatest player in the world, and the next he can't even play at the same level as the rest of us. So he's just saying that there needs to be a little bit more balance. At one
Did he play
performance.
Cardara?
No, he didn't
I don't
start.
for the national team.
He
that's
was
what
talking about for the
about.
national team. You mad with your boy Gattuso?
Yeah.
You are?
No, I'm not. I mean, we spent all of this money. We got rid of that loser of Bonucci. Just put the kid on the field. I think he can play just as well.
Still needs time.
Or
think-
better than
Well, the mechanisms defensively is very important. If the two guys are not
comfortable with each
comfortable
other.
with each other, and then also we saw in the national team they had
Yeah.
a couple of blunders. But I mean, like you said, sometimes if you think the other guy is that much better, Musacchio or whoever,
Right.
Just a few.
then you put him in. But if the case is by little margin,
No.
put Caldara in. Give him the experience.
It goes down again to the same point. I mean, Mancini needs to see the youth that he's going to be using on Italian national team. To me, I think Musacchio and Caldara, they're just pretty much comparable. To me, Caldara
Exactly.
could be a better player.
So
just
it's gonna
start
take some
little,
time,
little
though.
by little, just put him in and just get this guy here out.
Mike,
That's all.
what questions you got?
Okay, we got a couple good questions. This guy this guy's name's Miji. He said, should Inter try to get Simeone and forget about Spalletti? Oh boy.
Well,
Listen,
he did say last week that he's gonna coach Inter one day.
He said it last week.
Yeah, one. I mean, he didn't say this year, but he said one day.
Listen, Inter, they can do themselves a favor.
Oh my
Okay.
Dude, you knew how to trigger him today. You got him
Peter's face like, oh, not
You
again.
got him mad.
Listen, this guy here, for somebody that never talks like Spalletti and to put a foot on his mouth on the beginning of the season, he just doesn't
He didn't say
really,
anything wrong.
Are
He
you
didn't say
kidding?
anything wrong. He
you
really
kidding
didn't say
me?
anything wrong. Anyway.
I just,
Okay, move on. What do you
Let-
guys think?
let-
Yeah,
let-
what do you
let
guys
Peter
think?
speak.
Simeone, ex-Inter player, he's an idol for a lot of the Inter fans. He left a little early when he went to Lazio. It would have been great to have longer time at Inter. Look what he's done with Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
He's
Nah, you can't
won.
deny that.
He's won La Liga. He's played in 2 finals,
Champions League.
Did you win your
Champions
own
League. So
I think so.
I mean,
Probably.
yeah. Last
and he
yeah,
hasn't
last
always
year.
had the biggest of money bags to buy some players.
And his players love him.
And his
A lot of
style,
players
his
stay with
style
him.
is, I guess, similar to Conte or similar to
Yeah.
Gattuso, as he expects 110% from every player, and it's high pressure, high.
And maybe he
Uh,
can bring his son
but-
if he goes to Inter,
But
right?
He said he doesn't wanna coach his son.
Peter,
Oh,
great
he said
analysis
he
about
doesn't.
Simeone. Can you say the same thing about Spalletti? I never saw him kicking a soccer ball. He gets his attitude
cares about
like that.
that?
No, I do care. Because if you are a player, you know what
Spalletti
something
was a
is
player.
wrong.
Look at the great Mourinho.
The guy don't even come and play on Bay 8 over there with the young kids over
come
there.
on.
Listen. Simeone and Spalletti, it's like night and day. So let's go to the next
I think we
question.
agree with that.
Right?
We agree.
They're
Listen, if you
different
get
styles.
Simeone,
There's
you
not
take
one
Simeone.
style of coaching.
Damn, you're gonna throw Spalletti
Listen,
on
but
the
if you,
road like
if you have the
that?
opportunity to take Simeone, you take Simeone tomorrow,
Simeone
right?
is not available.
But you're
Yeah,
not
he's
going to
not.
get him.
I'm just
Exactly.
saying, though.
You can get Conte.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Send
now
Spalletti
it's-
back to Russia, right? Bring
I
his call
think
with him.
Gaetano get you an opening, make
The
a
o-
phone call,
the
please.
only-
Get
the on-
Conte.
the only thing is, but the Inter fans are very
Loyal
loyal.
To
and
what?
So Conte has.
to losers.
Listen, Lippi went to Inter for 1 year.
Yeah.
He didn't last. He went right back to Juventus. The fact that Conte has a Juventus background, it might be hard for a lot of
But
the
winning
Inter fans.
changes a
That's
lot of
true,
different
that's
things.
Yeah, if he starts
Yeah.
winning or whatnot, but you're gonna get a lot of criticism from the Inter fans base. That's why another reason why I guess that hasn't been really open.
Explore.
Yeah.
Mike,
Okay,
what else you got?
we got another good one. Is Barella ready for a bigger club? I say no. Let him develop. He's doing great. He's the captain of Cagliari. Don't ruin this.
No,
'cause
he's
there's
ready
a
for the
lot
next
of
step.
youngsters that could
He's
ruin
ready
it.
for the next step.
He's
Fiorentina,
more than ready.
Fiorentina, at least he could go up.
Come on.
Roma, a team like that.
He's
that
still
would be
so
great.
young. Give
Exactly.
him another season
Exactly.
or two. Then
Exactly.
he'll become a great.
You got a young player who's captaining a team
There's
like
too many
Cagliari.
players that
He's
get
done it
ruined 'cause of
He's
this.
done it for more than a season. We know Barella's talent. Let him get to the big leagues. Let him start playing in the Champions League. He's 21. He's going to turn 22, 23, 24. Let him start playing. He's good. That's it.
Well, I think-
Don't leave Berardi like you're going to leave him.
Just like you
I
said,
don't
as
think
long as
so.
he has the playing time, it's
Yeah.
great that he can play for a top team. If
you
he doesn't
can't
have
make
his
that
playing
huge
time,
step. I don't
Yeah.
think he's ready for the huge step.
listen, already Roma, Inter, they were all looking at him. Everyone from last year, because he had a great year last year. So everyone's looking
Inter
at
could
him
use him
already.
big time.
Oh, definitely.
Nah.
Win a moment.
He's
With
exactly-
all those players that they got, they can use a big time. They can use everybody against
They need a great player. And I really think that Barella's got it. Anything else? What do you think?
What do you think? You think he should develop a little bit better, or you think he's ready to go?
No, he needs to play. So
Thank you.
Let him stay in the Cagliari
he
for a
has
little
to
bit more.
play. He cannot go to a team like
Great
Juventus.
minds.
No, not Juventus.
But he's
We
gonna
didn't
be
say
sitting
you're
on
going
the
to
bench.
Sit on the bench.
We said Roma, Fiorentina.
Yeah, if he.
Bro, you putting them on the same.
I didn't say the
you
same.
Just said Roma.
Okay, they're both.
Guys,
out
get
there.
him in the comments.
He will have
Get me in the
maybe
comments.
that-
Let's go.
Maybe they'll take Manolas sitting on his.
Two
Oh,
different
okay.
positions, but I agree.
Yeah.
Mike, what else?
Next.
Got anything
Next
else?
question, is it time for Roma to make a coaching change?
Oh,
If
boy.
Di Francesco does go to the Champions League, I'm waiting for that. I'm not saying anything yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
No,
All right,
come
too
on.
no,
soon?
absolutely
What do you
not.
think?
That's a little bit crazy.
Absolutely, I like Di Francesco. He's
That's a little bit crazy.
Yeah, yeah. No,
He's a great
absolutely
coach.
not.
Do you guys see an early swap for Conte coming in January or even
Absolutely,
earlier?
absolutely.
What do you?
it's
Give me
Four?
a team. Give me a team.
Oh, for a team.
For
Oh,
any
any
team.
team.
Yeah,
Inter.
Serie A team.
Inter.
Milan.
Conte is going to AC Milan.
I think
Oh,
Milan too.
boy.
He's so mad. He is so mad.
I don't think so. I don't
You
think
love your Gattuso.
so. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Anything else?
I'll throw one more. How many goals do you think Higuain's getting this season after he got his first one? It's hard to always pick
17.
your-
17. I'm going high.
I'm saying 21.
I would say
Say 4.
20.
That's wow. I'm surprised from you.
I think around there.
What do you think?
15.
15? All right, we're all
18
we're
goals.
all around the same thing. Let's end it off. We had a funny poll before the Parma-Inter match because obviously both very historic clubs. Always nice to have Parma back. We made this Inter Legends versus Parma Legends. 5v side, Calcetto. I'm going to read you the team, and then you got to tell me which one would win. You ready?
Okay, go ahead.
For Inter, Cesar, Zanetti, Cambiaso, Schneider, and Eto'o. Remember that? Parma, Buffon, Thuram, Veron, Enrico Chiesa, and Crespo. Michael Cantaris.
Oh, you going with me first?
Yes.
Jeez, I was
Come
not,
on.
I was
Come
not
on.
really around for
Who's
this.
winning?
I'm gonna go with Parma just because they, the legendary
Who's winning?
team.
Well, I think this is the team with the
Yep.
tripleta, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going with
Oh,
the
boy.
tripleta.
What do you say?
I would say Parma.
What do you say?
Inter.
Yeah, you gotta choose Inter.
But without being
Inter.
biased, Inter?
Without being biased, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
That if we're going based on that year that they had, also.
No, the players.
Or just
we're not-
player
no,
wise.
just player wise.
Ah, whatever. Yo, they're going. They're gonna go
In
over
their
here.
prime
They're gonna
or
play
when
in
they-
their prime. In their prime. Everybody in
So,
their prime.
the tripleta.
What a tripleta.
Hey, what a tripleta. Unfortunately, Milan and
with Mourinho.
Juventus.
Marco, what you say?
The voting on this? The voting was split. Inter fans, of course, said Inter. Everybody else has a soft spot for
What was
Parma.
your thing?
I would say Parma.
They're both
to be
very.
different.
They're both.
the talents.
I like the jerseys.
Yeah.
Parma
Their
jerseys.
jerseys.
Okay, listen, guys. I want to say something today
Say
for the
something.
first
Why?
time. For the
Why?
first time in the history of the Brooklyn Italian, we
Nobody cares about
Yeah,
this.
we do. We do. So for the first time, we put an over 50 team and we play against Baisley United. This is supposed to be one of the strongest team on the league. And guess what, guys? As a very young team, I mean young, over 50 team, but very young on the field. We've been playing only a couple of practice
Young
games
hearts.
together. Young guard. We did extremely well. We didn't get our ass kicked. And,
Congratulations.
thank God. I mean, Gaetano was the leader of the midfield. We had a junior. We had
Did you score?
Victor. We
You
had
can
a
put the
Jaime.
picture.
Yeah, I'll throw a picture.
Yeah, we
I'll
had
throw a
Jaime. We
picture.
had a great.
We'll cut this whole thing out.
Yeah,
So,
it's gonna be gone.
All right, so are you ready for the surprise?
We're ready for the surprise.
Go
okay.
with the drum roll.
Tanti auguri, tanti auguri.
Oh boy.
Oh my God, what do we have here?
Oh
I hope it's not Cristiano Ronaldo.
Holy
Holy
shit!
I don't know where it is.
Ching, 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 ching. What do we have here?
Oh boy.
What
Oh
happened?
boy.
Oh my God! What's over here?
Oh my God.
What
not
happened
bad.
today? What happened? Who scored today? Who scored today for Juventus?
Oh
Who
my
scored?
Oh my
God.
Who
God.
scored today for
Oh
Juventus?
my
Oh, that is garbage. Listen, there is no more toilet. There is no more toilet paper. Just bring it to the toilet.
Wow, that is gorgeous.
With the Champions League
Wow.
patch and all.
That is good.
That's a beautiful.
That is beautiful.
jersey.
Guys,
Fresh.
this was delivered from Torino, okay? Hand from Torino. This is original, baby.
You didn't buy it. You didn't buy it. You received
No, it was
A gift.
whatever.
it.
But it's the original.
Was it off the truck?
He's skeptical. No, definitely.
Anto, this is for you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
No, don't let him touch it. Don't let him touch it.
I'm
Don't-
running out of toilet paper.
Don't let him touch it. No touching that.
Oh, man.
Nice gift. Nice.
Beautiful.
CR7.
Ronaldo.
Your boy finally scored. Cash register 7. He did it.
What's that? Is that an original or is that Chinatown special?
Yeah.
You think it's like your Cassano jersey? That is the cheapest jersey I've ever seen in my
Don't you
life.
say anything like that. You will be so humble to wear even a cheap shirt of Casano.
Antonio, you keep itching because of that jersey you
Oh,
said.
I
yeah.
wore that. I got a rash on my entire body. Guys, anyway, thank you for watching. Glad you enjoyed. If you did, What do they got to do?
They're gonna just rate with 5 stars. And forget it. Even if they don't like it, they're gonna rate with 5 stars. Whether they like it or not.
Otherwise, what?
Oh, otherwise it's gonna be problems. Listen, again, we're not here for us. We're here. We could have just been in bed, just switching channels, but we're here for you because this is about you guys.
Oh boy.
We want to bring you into the world platform of soccer. We want to know
The
what
world
you think.
platform.
We want you to know what you think. We want you to like us. We want you to like what I say about VAR. Forget about those guys over here because this is what it is. It's soccer comes first. The rest of the life, it's secondary. Okay?
Very good.
All right. So anything else that you want to add,
That's it.
Mike?
Good luck for the Champions League squads.
We're
and
going to have an
Europa League
episode
squads.
coming out
That's
the next day.
Okay.
Yep.
And
That's it.
That's it.
That's
Pete,
it.
you want to say anything else? Okay, that's it. Is the last word. Okay,
Let the
guys.
games continue.
Beautiful.
Simeone, please come, right?
Beautiful.